I'm sure you have heard the headlines surrounding the London-based OF creator named Lily Phillips, who recently slept with 100 different men in a single day. Now, in today's video, we're actually going to take a look at the aftermath of all of this. We're going to see the reality of how broken, sinful, wicked, and just damaging this type of act truly is. And so with that being said, let's see how she reacted after committing this sin.
I think sometimes like feeling so like robotic, like by the, I think like the 30th, you know, like when we're getting on a bit, I've got like a routine of like how we're going to do this. And like, it just, sometimes you'd like disassociate and be like, you know, like it's not like normal sex at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6 guys, 10 guys that I remember. And that's it. But it's just, I don't know, it's just weird, isn't it? Like, if I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100, you know? But yeah. I think that was kind of the hard part, is like conversing with them and like when they'd kind of be like, oh, like we've only had 2 minutes or 3 minutes and you said 5 on the message.
Did someone say that to you?
Yeah. And obviously it just makes me feel so bad.
Do you think you should feel bad about that?
I guess when you've promised something to people who support you, it's kind of hard to let them down.
But it's up to you, right? Like when you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you even processed, do you think, what's happened?
Not yet. God, I won't forget this day, Jesus.
So clearly, guys, we see a person here who is broken, who is hurting, who is fighting and struggling with this mentally, physically, emotionally. She is broken. And that is the reality of sin. Guys, from my own personal testimony, I have slept before Christ. I have slept with countless females, so many to the point of I lost count. And so I know the hurt and pain that this can have, the permanent hurt and pain that this type of sin can have. And to see Lily Phillips just react this way should break us as Christians and should cause us to be praying for her, cause us to really be praying that she gets out of this, that the Lord would do a miraculous work in her life, because we're seeing an individual who is broken, who is hurting, but who is also indulging in this sin of sexual immorality. The scriptures make things abundantly clear. In 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verses 18 to 19 says, "Flee sexual immorality. Every sin that a man does is outside the body, but he who commits sexual immorality sins against his own body. Or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God? Are you not your own?" Guys, Lily Phillips needs to flee from sexual immorality. Flee from it. Run from it. This language is extreme for a reason. And not only do we see the aftermath of just how she reacted to all of this after it was done, we also see the physical toll that it's doing on her in this next clip.
Meet girls, if I'm honest, it was hard. I don't know if I'd recommend it.
Why not?
I think if you're a different type of girl, it's very like, it's kind of like being a prostitute in a sense of like, it's just a different feeling. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
it's not like just having sex with someone.
Yeah. Just one in, one out. Like, it feels intense.
Like more intense than you thought it might.
Definitely.
Sorry. Okay.
And that's because that's not what sex was meant for. God created sex, and it is a beautiful thing when it's done with your spouse, with the one whom you have married. But sex, when it's outside of marriage, is not what God intended. It is not what God created it for. Yeah, it's robotic. Yeah, it's not The sex with your spouse is completely different with somebody who is not your spouse. And that's coming from somebody who had sex with, again, countless females. It was just an act. It was just to do something. There was truly no emotions or meaning behind it. But then once I got married and I had sex married, it was like, well, this is a completely different thing. And so, guys, it made me just listening to her brokenness, listening to just seeing her visually reaction to all of this. It made me think of a passage that I hold very dear to my heart, and that is one that I want to give to Lily Phillips as well. It's Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 to 30, where it says, "Come to me, all you who labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Lily Phillips, the Lord's yoke is easy and his burden is light. Come to him. Find yourself coming to the feet of Jesus, because that is where you will find your ultimate peace, your rest, and your trust and your hope. That is where you will find all of that. Real quick, guys, if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the BTteam Ministry YouTube channel, as well as drop a like and leave a comment down below. I would love to know your thoughts about this. And if you enjoyed this video, you might like this one over here.